awaits. What does it hold? Australia versus the Barbarians. The swan song for the 8 Wallabies. The most successful Wallaby tour on record. Here they go. Gould to Slack. Campisi coming through. Blanco. And I think we can expect a real showcase of rugby this afternoon. All the way from France, Biarritz, born in Caracas, Venezuela, Serge Blanco, the exciting attacking fullback from France. "37-year-old Stan Pilecki opposed to Ian Milne. The whistle goes for the second time. The referee, Mr. René Urquet, as the French say, he's not a policeman. Il aime laisser aller le jeu. John Hipwell.
Yes, he allows the game to run very well, Gordon, and this all goes well for an exciting game of rugby.
What's happening here? Philip Cox is going to take the tap kick. Plenty of variety, but Blanco in good position. Kick out on the full. And I wonder, John Hipwell, if we're going to see that famous up-the-jumper try here this afternoon.
I wouldn't count on it, Gordon, but the Wallabies are obviously out here to enjoy it this afternoon. They've just shown by that tap kick that they're going to be very innovative, and it's going to be an exciting game.
No flies on that man. Tom Lawton, just inside Barbarian territory. Poitevin, Roach mauling for Australia. Cox calling. Australia have it again. Williams trying to slip it back. 30 metres out from the Barbarian goal line. We've had 2.5 minutes of play in this first half. Crowd of about 40,000, 15 or so thousand below the capacity. Andy McIntyre calling the Australian front row to have another go. Cox. Michael Hawker on the wing, who's been our expert commentator in 2 previous internationals. But John, you had to leave the national ground here in Cardiff on 2 of your last tours, and I believe you've never played a Barbarians match in your 3 tours.
That's right, Gordon. When I was here first, when Ken Catcall played in '67, I was obviously, there was no replacements in those days, and I didn't play, and I was injured on the other 2 tours.
So an air of expectation. The Australians edging closer to the Barbarian goal line. Also joining us in the commentary position this afternoon will be Bill Calcraft, who captained Australia to their famous win over Pontypool last Wednesday. Gallion. 25 metres out, and Bill Calcraft, that must have been one of the most rugged games on tour.
It certainly was. It was made a little bit more difficult for the fact that we had to play 4 days after we had very exciting. So we were very happy with the game, of course. Yeah, very tough.
One by Cutler. Ella, line up. Campisi. Cutler. Walker. Stepping well. Walker. Lawton. Gareth Davis got in the way.
Well, that man again, David Campisi, is certainly looking for a lot of running this afternoon, and the support was there in Stevie Cutler, and the ball was only just intercepted before that would have led to a try.
5 minutes elapsed in this farewell match from the 8 Wallabies. Reynolds at the back. There by the Barbarian back row. The knock-on down by Monsieur Wilke. We've seen evidence of some of the Australian tap moves. I believe there are some fairly fancy ones in store this afternoon.
Yes, I was a bit surprised they put that move on so quickly. It's a bit more for show than anything else. But we have got some good moves. Perhaps if we get in front, we might see it.
Midway, 22 and halfway. Barbarian territory. No score in the game. 6 minutes gone. Slips it back. Play by Matthews. This is Mullen. Smith. And the Barbarians showing their face out wide. Brendan Mullen, the speedster from Trinity College in Dublin, and Simon Smith, the uncapped player in the Barbarians lineup. Roger Gould not finding touch. Blanco comes in and goes over halfway. Gould to Ella. With Campisi. Gustav. Hawker. Plenty of movement so far. This is Gareth Davis. To Blanco. And I think there's going to be some pretty tired players out there at the end of this match. The first Barbarians game was played in 1947. The Wallabies played in that game. It was put on so that they could undertake a pioneer tour of Canada and also the United States. The match raised funds for that venture. The Wallabies lost the game 9-6, but they had a whale of a time. Gallion, Davis, Mullen, cut out. Underwood. Straight through Hawker. Mullen. This is great stuff. Well won by Willie Anderson. The referee saying not in straight. It must be very hard for the Australians, Bill. It's been a long, arduous tour.
Particularly the last week. The boys are very tired now, looking forward to getting home. But there's been a lot of people around and difficult to concentrate really. But they're ready for the last game, I think.
Hawker following his kick. Oh, Serge Blanco. He should be at the MCG. He did a 360 that time. Anderson at the back, one well. They're running. Blanco in. Smith outside. Mark Ella tackles Blanco. Gareth Davis follows. Campisi's there. Cox. Australia under heavy pressure.
Australia very lucky to get out of that, Gordon. That tackle by Mark Eller on Serge Blanco was a try-saving tackle. The ball went infield and was towed over.
Gerard calling for a big heave. There goes Gallion. He's caught by Ella. Certain try save. Try! I think the bear has crashed over. Ian Milne. He knocked on in the closing stages for Scotland.
I think that ball was meant for Gareth Davies, Gordon, but the prop was a season opportunity. On Serge Blanco was a try-saving tackle. The ball went infield and was towed over.
Gerard calling for a big heave. There goes Gallion. He's caught by Ella. Certain try save. Try! I think the bear has crashed over. Ian Milne. He knocked on in the closing stages for Scotland.
I think that ball was meant for Gareth Davies, Gordon, but the prop was a season opportunity.
Fitness is going to play a very big part in this game. Let's see the whole movement again. And it was Willie Anderson who picked up to Gallion. Wrapped up by Ella. Reese came in. Cleared by Lenehan. And there he was, the pile driver, Ian Milne. Gareth Davis to Smith. Very promising player. Good tackle on Reese by Andrew Slack. Inside the 22. Gareth Davis. Nasty bounce for Campisi. Straight through. Well, there was a late tackle and a high tackle also on young Philip Cox. Penalty to Australia.
Yeah, with David trying to bring that ball up to try to get to his supports. The only man in support was Philip Cox, and you saw the result, the high tackle and the penalty.
12.5 minutes gone. Michael Liner, who scored 86 points on tour, and that sensational goal-kicking performance at Murrayfield, 8 out of 9. 21 points in the international, equaling Paul McLean's Australian record. But he's well short of Paul McLean's record on that 75-76 tour of over 150 points. Liner will be hoping to register his century, though, today. He says goal kicking is very much like playing a 9-iron. That one just shaving the left hand upright. 13 minutes gone in the first half. Barbarians in the lead by 4 points to 0. This telecast going right round Australia, and it's certainly going to be a fun occasion. Philip Cox to Ella. Cut out past to Gould. Slack. Campisi's outside and Liner's inside. Ball knocked ahead by Smith. Referee will play the line-up.
The Wallabies, Gordon, have played the inside support very, very well over here throughout their tour. They've run wide, created the gap inside, and the support player coming on the inside as opposed to the wrap around as normally done in Australia.
Ross Reynolds from the Manly Club in Sydney. Consistently high performance on tour. Poitevin now, and Reynolds. Ross Reynolds doing very well. Pilecki. Milne comes through. Skylab picks it up. .5 minutes gone. Donald Linehan from Ireland. Linehan got a hand to it. Davis. They're running. Smith. He's fast. Ackerman. Ella takes him. Australia towed through. Liner. Underwood. Oh, shocking pass to Blanco, but they got away with it.
Well, that's very exciting stuff, Gordon, with the Barbarians prepared to run the ball in their own 22, and with those sort of mistakes and that class of footballer behind you, like as Serge Blanco, he's always able to get out of those sort of problems.
There's Ross Reynolds at the front, very prominent in the early stages. Monsieur Urque calling for a clear tunnel. Williams won to Roach. And Poitevin now. Cutler clears to Cox, to Ella. Slack. Hawker to Gould. Look at the support. Liner. Hawker. Mark Ella's there. Forward pass.
Well, the support is certainly there, Gordon, and the pass back into the supporting player on the inside, and also the support on the outside as it goes again back to Mark.
This has been a feature of the Australians' play, Bill Calcraft.
Well, it's no accident, actually, because we've been practicing that skill of training right through the whole tour, and it's paid off on a number of occasions.
10 metres out from the Barbarian goal line. And will we see a surprise Australian move? Let's wait with bated breath. What are they going to do? Liner feels that we need points to gain a bit of confidence. 17 minutes gone. Barbarians in the lead by 4 points to 0. A try by Ian Milne. John, you mentioned the Armidale School has been touring over here. What success have they enjoyed?
Well, we've had a mixed bag, I suppose you could put it. We've had an undefeated tour of Scotland and Wales, playing one game in each of those countries. But we've been playing against schools, and the big highlight was obviously going to rugby school.
Michael Liner. He struck that one beautifully. Australia, first points on the board through the boot of Liner. 18 minutes gone in the first half. Gareth Davis, who was a controversial omission from the Welsh team. The Australians certainly thought he would have played after his commanding performance for Cardiff in one of the Wallabies' early losses. Williams goes high. Doesn't take it cleanly. Barbarians have it. Gallion. Underwood caught. Australia going over the ball. Penalty to the Barbarians.
Yeah, obviously the French referee waiting for the advantage there. The ball was impeded in its progress coming back on the Barbarian side. When Gallion was checked on the short side, there was no advantage, so brought the play back for the penalty.
"19 minutes elapsed in the first half. Barbarians leading 4-3. Stylish kick from Gareth Davis. Margin back to 4 points. The national ground in absolutely superb condition. A tribute to the ground superintendent, Bill Hardiman. For the Welsh international, it rained for a week non-stop. Yet still the ground was good. Roger Gould, who's been to the 8th Wallabies, what Ayers Rock is to the Outback. Davis, and here comes Blanco. He just oozes class in everything he does, this man.
He's certainly a very, very confident and capable player, Gordon. And obviously they're giving him the opportunity to show that skill that he has got. And the options were shut then, but still gained the territory required to still put pressure on the Wallabies with this line-out.
Philip Cox, the referee, got in the way. Slack to Campese. Well, he runs better than he kicks. One of the hottest properties in international rugby, David Campese. Line out. That's the 22 away to the right. Ackerman into Roach. Gallion has it. Ross Reynolds got a hand there and is given a penalty away. Well, that's a certain three-pointer for a man of Gareth Davis's calibre. So the prospect of the Barbarians slipping away to a good early lead. 22 minutes gone in the first half. No mistake. 7-point lead for the Barbars. Still a long way to go, and a huge crowd over there in the North Stand. Well, the Australians, understandably, haven't played with the fervour and commitment of their international efforts. This match for them is more of a celebration occasion. The ball fell over as Gould kicked it. Anderson. Willie Anderson, what a kick. Gould to Campese. And the referee says we'll come right back. Willie Anderson, who stole a flag when he toured with the Penguins in Argentina and was detained in jail for 4 months. Stan Pilecki. 6 months short of being the oldest man to play for Australia. That record held by Tony Miller. Roach. He's had a great tour, Chris Roach. Ella. Liner. Gould to Hawker. Underwood takes him well. Michael Liner in support. Ella, what a pickup on his toenails. Gareth Davis. Off he goes. Overlap for the Barbars. Reese. Lenehan. Fabulous tackle there by Steve Williams.
Yeah, excellent tackle by Steve Williams. He certainly saved that movement there.
Listen to the crowd. John Hipwell.
The Barbarians pack are starting to get on top a little certainly in the rucking and the mauling area. I thought the Wallabies' cohesion would be the big telling point in this game, having played so many games together, and the Barbarians traditionally assembling only 1 or 2 games prior to this match, and yet it's turned out differently.
Slack tackling Davis from behind, but An example there of letting the ball do the work. And what's the tackle here of big Steve Williams, the inspiring leader of the Australian pack? Well, we didn't see it. Here's Blanco. Gould. Blanco's been filled. Here's Ella. Liner. Michael Liner. Slack's inside. Andy Slack. Where's the support? Here's Campese a mile over. Here's Pilecki. What a pass, Slack. What a try. Steve Williams. The boos from the crowd go back to that incident involving Serge Blanco. They felt he was put out of the play late. Perhaps we'll see it. But a superb try there for Australia. And the man who scored it, well, there's no more fitting reward.
Excellent support, Gordon. The ball went across, it came back to Andrew Slack. And that man, Pilecki, he, as the days go longer, he seems to get younger, and he was certainly putting his ears back, and big Steve Williams outside to support again. It's magnificent support and a superb try right from virtually our own 22.
The margin back to only 1 point now. 26.5 minutes gone in the first half. Watch this again. There's the Blanco incident that Michael Liner did so well. And Andrew Slack, the Australian skipper, playing for his country for the last time today. Stan Pilecki, didn't he run? Where did he get those legs? Beautiful play by Slack. And Steve Williams, who figured in that sensational try at Wellington in 1982. Mark Ella, Liner, well caught. Cox tackle without the ball. 22-metre line, Australian territory.
Yes, Gordon, the Barbarians are certainly getting to the breakdown very, very quickly and tying that ball up. It's got to come quicker from the ruck and maul if we're to do anything with it.
Big push from the Australians. Held at the back by Anderson. Ackerman. Nice kick through. 5 metres out. Robert Ackerman, who played for Western Districts in the ACT this year. Tommy Lawton throw in. 5 metres out. They're working on the short side. Watkins is there. There's an overlap here if they can get it out. Ackerman caught. Roach in there to scavenge the ball for Australia. And the men in gold have the scrum feed.
That was very good control up front, Gordon. The ball was screened to the short side and cleared very well, and obviously the option of trying to go on his own wasn't on.
Tight head. Ackerman caught by Cox. Australia drive in. And again, I would think they'd have the scrum feed. Well, the referees astounded me. Not for the first time on tour, I might add. Gareth Davis caught by Cox and he toes ahead. Mullen missed it. Blanco knocked on. Mark Ella. Smith. Referee playing advantage. Roach there. Poitevin there. Ella there. Where's the ball? Monsieur Bourquet having a little trouble communicating with the players. "10 minutes before half-time. Liner kicking for Campisi. Smith is in good position. Lovely step. Caught by Poitevin. No sign of that one coming out.
An excellent tackle there, Gordon, by Simon Poitevin. Put the player on the ground with himself and the opposition player shielding the ball and virtually presenting it to our pack. But again, we didn't clear the ball quick enough, and unless we do that this afternoon, our backline moves are only going to come from set play, which is not a good ball to run, as is the first or second phase, certainly second and third phase ball.
This is Simon Smith from London Wasps. He's injured his hand. Stan Pilecki just laying down the law there to the forwards. Barbarians leading Australia by 10 points to 9. 9 minutes before half-time. Ella. Liner. Straight through. Hawker's outside. Inside is Poitevin. Oh, yes.
That pass was judged beautifully from Mark Ella.
Simon Poitevin, who scored 5 tries for Australia. John Hipwell.
Yeah, well, here it goes to Andrew Slack with Mark Ella wrapping around and giving that perfect pass to Michael Liner. He had the option of Michael Hawker outside, but that was certainly closed with the defence coming, and that ever-present back row, Simon Poitevin, right on the spot to score a beautiful try.
Simon Poitevin, who played in all 4 internationals on the 81-82 tour. He's played in all 4 on this tour. And Liner delaying his pass to the last moment, keeping the defence guessing. And already the crowd has started to sing. They really are enjoying this match. Seven minutes before half-time, Australia in the lead by 15 to 10. Roach goes down for the loose ball. Barbarians are on the fringe of being offside, but the referee allowing play to flow. Big kick by Ella, straight to Blanco. What can this man do? Serge Blanco. Smith. Reese. Back to Blanco. They run out of support. The Barbarians forwards are getting a bit tired. Game played at a hectic pace. Davis, Mullen, Blanco, Hawker waiting. Oh, what a tackle. He got out of it, bounced out of it. Cutler, Big Steve Cutler. Mark Ella's there. Here goes Pilot Officer Rory Underwood, RAF. Davis. Well, he was on the ground and he passed. Should have been a penalty to Australia. Oh! Well, Gary Reese was from here to Bondi Beach offside.
We might see, we've got an up-jump move here that John would appreciate. We might see that in this position.
We might let John Hipwell call this one because, no, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. I think the players want to rest.
It's certainly going at a very hectic pace, Gordon. The Wallabies, perhaps with a bit more match practice, certainly should have the fitness, hopefully, on them, and it might start to pay within the last 20 minutes of the second half.
So Liner is just inside the halfway line in centre field. This to give him 94 points for the tour. and also a well-earned rest for his forwards. It's a low one. It had the distance, but away to the left. Australia in the lead by 15 points to 10. 5 minutes before half-time. Here comes Blanco. Picked up by Reese. Gary Reese been doing well so far for the Barbarians. Davis, there's an overlap. Smith. Campese can't take him. Roach is there. Mullen. Sean McGorky slips it back for the Barbarians. Here they go again. Australia there in numbers. Underwood. Underwood. Hawker. Left foot kick. Beautifully judged. Superb play there by Michael Hawker. He hasn't been able to make the test teams over here, but believe me, he'd walk into any of the other home countries in the three-quarter line. Poitevin goes down on the ball. Williams. Now the referee speaking to his touch judge, and he played advantage to the full that time, John Hipwell.
He certainly is, and which is allowing play to develop. Certainly the rucks and mauls, the ball is taking some time to come out, and he's allowing that to be cleared.
Liner finding open space. Here comes Hawker through on Underwood. Blanco. Well, that puts some sanity back into proceedings for the Barbarians. 3 minutes before half-time, Australia lead 15-10. Just inside Australia's half. Lawton and Watkins. Four-stone advantage there for the Australian hooker. Lovely work by the Barbarians. Davis to Mullen. Smith. Blanco. And Campese. Roger Gould looking and stalking for the ball that time. He saw the gap ahead. But two of the most exciting men in international rugby, Serge Blanco and David Campese, confronted that time. Two minutes before half-time. 22-metre line. Australia lead 15-10. Ross Reynolds. Back to Williams. The Manly men in concert. Thump. Gould nearly kicked that one out of the stadium. Roger Gould's play on this tour has been a feature of the 8th Wallaby success.
Yes, Gordon, that's quite correct. I think, as I've said initially, to have someone like Roger back there who returns the ball with interest is certainly very heartening for the forwards.
Australia setting up and driving ahead. Roach. Here it comes. Cox to Ella. What a pick-up by Mark Ella. Campese. Well caught by Robert Ackerman. One minute before half-time. Australia leading 15-10. 2 tries to 1. And the promise of more to come in the second half. What a crunching tackle by Poitevin. Australian back row really doing very well. Loose pass from Davis, brilliantly picked up by Blanco. Smith and Campese. Mark Ella's there, playing as a back rower. Picked up by McIntyre. The referee found a knock-on. Another feature of the Australians' play, they use men like Slack and Ella and Liner as flankers, mauling the ball from that breakdown. Gareth Davis follows. Philip Cox is there. That's a late tackle. The crowd certainly letting the referee know how they felt. Blanco gets around Lawton. Reese, Smith, Gallion to Davis. Underwood, Ackerman, Davis. Knocked on by Reese. Great support play there from the Barbars. In the shadows of halftime. Here comes Gould on the short side. The movement's lost its momentum. Overlap here for Australia. Ella. Straight to liner. Campese knocked ahead. Well, they got in each other's way that time. But the crowd say it all. Half-time.
I would like to draw your attention to a most interesting match between placeholders and
second half underway. Australia leading at half-time by 15-10, scoring 2 tries to 1. Campese with his first touch of the second half. Mark Ella. Gould, what's the support play? Well, that was audacious stuff. Referee says, let's keep going, but the pass appeared to be forward. Mark Ella's attitude is pretty simple. If the backs don't try something, there's no point in them being out there. Davis. That's a huge kick. Campese. Just inside the 22. Gareth Davis, the Cardiff captain, won his Oxford blue. Oxford won that day back in 1977. Not so in 1984. Lawton. Willie Anderson did well. Gallion caught by Cutler. The tallest man versus the shortest. This is Linehan. Back to Anderson. Australia have rucked it back their way. Well, I thought that one could have gone either way.
Quite a good ruling by the French referee. The ball was on the opposite side of the ruck. The Barbarian forwards were standing there and kicking the ball through, and he waited for the advantage to come.
Liner's kick didn't quite have the depth. Here's Underwood. Rory Underwood. Phil Orr there. Lost ahead. But there was a statistic quoted that British wingers only touch the ball for an average of 14 seconds in a whole match over here. But Rory Underwood certainly making the most of his opportunities. Gould. Hawker. Hawker stretching his legs. Ella. Lovely pass to Poitevin. Roach for Australia. And he lost it ahead.
Excellent support there, Gordon, by Stephen and Chris on the inside. Michael was really going for the line there.
Long chase here for Campese. He has Gould in support. Campese loves to try something when the tips are down. Cox. Galleon. Australian cover waiting. Little Jerome Galleon. The 29-year-old dentist from Toulon. He scored 9 tries in internationals. Tries in his first 3 internationals indeed, and 3 tries also in the 1984 Five Nations Championship. Davis. Blanco gets away from Slack. Almost intercepted by Ella. Underwood. Beautiful tackle by Philip Cox. Also, over the top, Ross Reynolds. Underwood can't believe his luck. He probably hasn't seen the ball so much in a whole season. Skylab Cutler. A great performance on tour in the line-out. Reynolds mauling at the front. The Barbars caught offside.
Very good mauling there by Ross to support Steve in that line-out. Taking the ball one hand and tapping it down to your supports is virtually the only way that ball can be secured over here.
There's Spike Watkins, the very popular world skipper, number 2. 122 games for Queensland, Stan Pilecki, the state record holder. Good jump by Lenehan. Ackerman away from Slack. Roach wraps him up and is pulled off the ball. Blanco. Lawton. Underwood. Got away from Cox. McGawkey. Pass to ground. Australia clear. Look at the counter-attack. Campese. One man in front. David Campese. What's he doing? Oh, great stuff. Oh, yes. Has the national ground ever seen a try like that? Michael Hawker. Look at Mark Ella on the counter-attack. And watch the dancing feet of Campese. He looked as though he was running in a minefield.
Well, I think I'll just look at it on the monitor, Gordon. I don't think it needs description. Thank you.
A great honour too for Michael Hawker, who has been one of the truly outstanding Australian tourists. He's taken his disappointments in great style and grace. I saw David Campese do that in the Hong Kong Sevens this year. I think it was against one of the little men from Thailand. In the end, the little man fell over. Liner converts. The Wallabies in the lead by 21 points to 10. Bill Calcraft.
Well, again, Gordon, that was an example of inside support there. If you watch Mark, he had that option of David Campese inside and away he went. And I think David was looking for some more people to step around then.
You're not suggesting he's a showman, are you?
A little bit, yes.
Mark Ella stood up in the tackle. Andy McIntyre. Roach dives in on the ball. Philip Cox. The gold jerseys swarming in. It's a Wallaby stampede. Gallion now with the ball. Blanco. Blanco trying oh so hard to ignite this Barbarian backline, but their lack of combination and lack of teamwork is certainly showing through. It's very difficult for a side to come together only 2 days before an international.
That's right, Gordon. But the forwards have shown certainly control in the set play. The Barbarians forwards I'm talking of, and our boys are matching them, and the play that does come from second phase is the ball we're after.
Sean McGorky, number 6, well offside from Hoyk. He gained his first cap against Romania. Australia running again. Here's Campese. Look at him go! Roger Gould. Walker's inside. Brilliant pickup. Referee says play on. Slack mauling the ball for Australia. There it is. Ella. That one's a little too far. Well, Mark Ella, the Grand Slam of tries in this international series. Australia leading 21-10. Ross Reynolds got the tap. Cutler now setting up to Poitevin. Strong play by Poitevin. Barbarian forwards looking a bit tired. Here's Ella again. Slack. Ella in support. Where does he come from? Campese. Nicely wrapped up by Simon Smith on the far side.
The support play from Mark is just absolutely superb. There's a very interested Dr. Sugarman there on the sideline.
Dr. Sid Sugarman, one of the behind-the-scenes men on this tour from Bondi and Sydney, and what a grand job he has done to keep the Wallabies fit in 1984. Roach down on the loose ball. Cox. Midway 22 and halfway. Slack in at halfback. Here it is. What a versatile man this Australian skipper is. Ella. Lovely run around. He's still going. Well, the referee says he was tackled. Mark Self says I was not. Je ne comprends pas, monsieur. What did you think of that decision, John Hipwell?
Well, I thought Mark wasn't held, and therefore didn't have to release the ball.
Watkins, the Welsh skipper. Stan Pilecki on the bottom of that ruck. Gallion can see it. Ackerman. Mullen to Blanco. Smith. Walker takes him. Lovely pickup by Mullen. Over halfway. Ross Reynolds there for Australia. Now it's Liner to Ella. Mark Ella. It's got to be another try to Gould this time. Champagne football.
I'd like to see that on the replay again, Gordon, because I think the crowd obviously thought that the pass from Mark Ella outside...
Gareth Davis. Ackerman. Great tackle by Hawker. And Australia looks to have won the ruck ball. There has been a suggestion that maybe there was a bit of off-the-ball obstruction by one of the Australians in that movement. Not the forward pass or reputed forward pass, but a bit of behind-the-play obstruction from the Australians, which the crowd picked up. Gallion. Back to Anderson. This is Reese. Over the 22. Can the Barbarians come back? Mullen. Blanco. Loose pass to Smith. Ella goes again. Tremendous support play here from the 8th Wallabies. They're very hungry for this ball. Davis. A chance here for the Barbars. Blanco and Underwood. Rory Underwood. Through Campese. Blanco's there. Steve Williams, first man for Australia. Well, Australia then trying to work on the short side. A big corridor, but the Barbarians very close to scoring.
There's some excellent cover defence there, Gordon. We were really stretched there with two men overlap. Underwood went for the line, tried to step back inside Andrew Slack, and was only half stopped, but then the defence arrived en masse, and it was only just a knock on there that Australia didn't come away with that ball.
There's Dr. Charles Wilson from Brisbane, manager of the Australian team. The crowd venting their feelings. Gareth Davis to Mullen. Beautiful pick up by Smith. They've only got to win this ball to score. Hand in the ruck by Australia.
Well, that ball just didn't come clear quick enough, and the referee very quick to penalise in that situation. But I also, in defence of I think it may have been Michael Liner on the ball, he had gone over who had tackled the player coming inside, and it was very difficult for him to get away from the ball.
Mike Watkins was asked after the Welsh game. There he is with the ball. Any injuries in your team after Australia had beaten Wales by 28-9? His reply, no, only a few broken hearts. Bill Calcraft.
But I'll just say that in that passage of play there, the defence, just mentioned the Australian defence, which has been outstanding the whole tour in many respects, has been just as good as the support and attacking play.
Gallion. Almost intercepted by Slack. Norster driven back. The Barbarians have it again. Gallion, Davis, McGawkey.
A beautiful tackle there by Ross Reynolds. Drove that player, and I didn't get the number of the player, but certainly put the player backwards, and now the defence had a chance of getting in over that ball.
Gallion felt he should have had the scrum feed, but scrum's collapsed. Gould. Hurried kick. Roger Gould, his 7th Wallaby tour since 1979. This must surely be his greatest. Cutler. He's reached for the stars all tour. Australia controlling the drive from the line-out ball, but still only 5 metres out. "19 minutes gone in the second half. Davis, Mullen, here comes Blanco. Smith, stretches, Underwood. Slack across in cover. Poor Rory Underwood.
An interesting thing to note was also that David Campese had come right from the opposite side wing as the 3 fullbacks virtually in defence.
Roach. Caught by McGawkey. He slipped it to Cox. He couldn't get rid of it. Williams is there. Anderson comes through. Australia holding on. Gallion. Ackerman, you should have let it go. Offside Australia.
Again, another excellent tackle by Simon Porterman. Took the player and threw him on outside. I beg your pardon, it wasn't. It was Roger Gould that took the player to the ground.
Another tap move here from the Barbarians. Gallion. Lenehan. Anderson. Milne again, his second try. The referee says no.
I'm pleased he did, Gordon.
Well, this is just typical of this Australian side. They will never say die. They will never surrender. The crowd yelling for a big 8-man shove. McGawkey to Gallion. Can they spin it wide this time? Blanco. Oh, yes! Smith! Simon Smith, who won his blue at Cambridge for rugby and athletics.
But I don't think a side will ever work harder for a try than that one.
Gareth Davis. Another beautifully judged kick. So there's 11 points in the game. Four tries to 2. Gareth Davis. Smith again, the try scorer. Barbarians running from inside their quarter in a spot of bother.
Excellent defence there, Gordon, by Michael Liner. Up quick on the, obviously the Barbarians are going to run it, and he read the play very well, put the player on the ground and the ball came free, and now we're in a very strong attacking position.
Australians could well work this way to the left. There's a very big blindside. Liner almost gave it to Gareth Davis. Barbarians sensing that they can come back into this game. They trailed by 11 points, but another converted try would do wonders for their confidence. Tommy Lawton there, speaking to Stan Pilecki. Simon Poitevin. Some very aggressive defence from him today. Australia 27, Barbarians 16. Australia has beaten the Barbarians only once. That was back in 1967. They won by 17-11. Australia has lost on the other 3 occasions. Norster got that one, but Poitevin pilfered. Sheer strength there from the Roundwick flanker. Underwood. Caught by Ella. Lost the ball ahead. Ferocious tackling from the Australians. Referee again plays the advantage to the full.
Well, I think, Gordon, that was a bit of unfortunate play, because there was a knock-on by the Barbarians early on, and the referee, intent on letting this game flow, didn't penalise.
In 1947, Bill McLean, who was injured on that Wallaby tour, he started out as the captain, was made a member of the Barbarians, the first Australian, I believe, from a major touring party. And of course, the president of the Australian Rugby Football Union, Sir Nicholas Shahady, played for the Barbarians in 1958 against the Australians. He was a member of that touring party. Slack landing that one inside the touchline as he was just outside his 22. So the time getting near for Andy Slack, playing for Australia and leading Australia for the last time. He has been a truly great captain on this tour. McGawkey. Chris Roach underneath him and a pile driver. Gallion. Roach again, the tackler. Is there no stopping this little man? Reese. Caught by Cutler and Lawton. The Australian tackling has been a feature of this game. Underwood gets round Cox. Gould in front. Rory Underwood. Fine tackle by Gould. Williams is there too. There's the ball. Australia have it. And that's a big kick by Gould to open space. Down to the 22. Blanco. Still going. How did he do that? Gareth Davis, what a pickup. Milne to Davis. Anderson. Could this be the try of the match? Watkins couldn't hold on. It all started with Serge Blanco from his own 22. That's what the crowd paid their money for, and they haven't been disappointed. Ella.
A bit of steadying there by Mark, just to clear that and regain our forces, because that was an excellent facet of play, and only the ball going to ground, that was a certain try with two other supports outside.
One at the front by Robert Norster. The Barbarians go again. McGaughey chancing his boot. Campese. Not a bad kick. Back to where we started. Bill, the work of the Australian back row today has been very impressive.
Excellent, excellent.
Not in straight from Watkins, but the referee doesn't mind. Mullen. Smith. He's around Hawker. Caught by Campese. Barbarians have it. Here they go again. Ackerman. Underwood. Gould. Underwood. Oh, yes. He's finally done it. Rory Underwood.
This game has been played at such a hectic pace, Gordon. There are certainly 30 very, very tired rugby players out there this afternoon.
The Barbarians have struck back magnificently in the second half, scoring tries through Smith and also Underwood, and they haven't finished yet. Mullen. Gallion. Smith. Roach is there. Wrapped him up. Reynolds picks up for Australia. Barbarians with good ball here. Blanco. He's quick. Now Underwood's off again. Blanco's outside. Campese. Ella. Look at this. Mark Ella. Slacks outside. It's got to be a try. That surely is the clincher. Andrew Slack just stopping to regain his breath.
I'm sure in. And Andy Slack is very, very pleased to have scored that try here on certainly the last game of the tour, and in such a fine style, because that was counter-attack at its best.
Liner converts. The Wallabies have now equalled, or they have 3 points to go before they equal the highest score ever by a touring side against the Barbarians. Chris Roach. Norster's well offside there, just getting in the way. Hawker. Poitevin. Steve Williams is with him. Poitevin, can he do it again? Simon Poitevin! Yes! His second try! Well, he reckons he's as fast as Campese over 100 metres. He proved it that time.
Sheer strength and determination, I think Gordon got him to the line.
They will receive a standing ovation from this huge crowd. Liner from touch. Beautiful kick. Just out to the left.
Well, Gordon, what else is there left in this game? We've had everything. Certainly the running game has been put to the test today. The support play on both sides has just been magnificent.
Simon Poitevin, 28 caps for Australia, now the second most capped flanker in history behind the late Greg Davis with 39. Chris Roach. About 4 minutes remaining in the game, plus injury time. Poitevin, he wants another go. Ella's there. What an exhibition of rugby football we've witnessed this afternoon. The star-studded Barbarian side have turned on the style. They've won a lot of possession. Blanco got it away beautifully to Smith. Smith! One thing is certain, the England selectors are going to have to look closely at Simon Smith for their next international. He's a very classy performer.
He certainly is, Gordon. The interesting part about that passage of play with the man that tidied up was Ross Reynolds. The back row have really run themselves ragged this afternoon.
Gallion. Got away from Cox. It's a try! Little Jerome Gallion. This telecast is going live to France. I was talking to Pierre Salviac, the French commentator. He said the French have been enraptured by the Wallabies' performance over here, but I think they'll be equally delighted with that try from their champion scrum half, Jerome Gallion. Let's see it again. John Hipwell. Kick successful.
Well, it was just sheer strength on Gallion's perhaps two missed tackles, obviously, that gave him the try, but nevertheless, a determined run for the halfback to score under the post, and that's brought the scores a little bit closer together, 26 to 37.
11 points the difference. Probably about 3 or 4 minutes remaining. The Wallabies have now scored exactly 400 points on tour. Mullen. Blanco! Underwood's outside. It's got to be a try. Gould! Brilliant defence, Australia. About 2 minutes remaining. Can the Barbarians score a belated try? They have been gallant in defeat this afternoon. McGaughey from Hoyk. 5 metres out.
The referee, Gordon, is certainly allowing as long as possible for this ball to come clear from these rucks and mauls, and obviously the Wallabies holding on desperately to safeguard a try being scored again in the closing moments of this game.
Wouldn't be surprised if the Barbarians work something on the big blind side here. Held at the back there by Anderson, and perhaps quick clearance was the order. Gallion. It must be a try here to Davis. Oh, they've knocked on. Offside though, Australia. This one in front of the posts. We're now into injury time. Australia's 37 points has beaten New Zealand's 36. Blanco! Serge Blanco from Biarritz. It had to come. Anderson delivering the final pass to Blanco. Too much momentum. And doesn't he get an ovation? Well, we're in injury time. If Davis can kick this one, a converted try, could still win it for the Barbarians. Seven-point cushion for Australia. Nearly 2 minutes of injury time elapsed. Taken by Norster. Davis. Blanco. Big overlap. Underwood lost it. Ackerman. Smith from the right wing. 37 points to 30. Well, the first punches we've seen in the game. Something we didn't expect at all in this sort of match. The touch judge has spotted an Australian illegality. And the referee is ignoring the touch judge. Well played, Mr. Urke. Big kick by Blanco. 3 minutes of injury time gone. Australia still with a 7-point lead. It's the highest scoring Barbarian match here at the National Ground in history. The All Blacks won 36-3 in 1964. That was the highest score. But here on the 15th of December 1984, it's Australia 37, Barbarians 30. Loose pass by Davis. Mullen caught by Poitevin. Gary Rees. Roach intercepting for Australia. There it is. Australia has finished in style its most successful tour of the British Isles ever. Indeed, one of the great tours to these countries.